Hello, children of the night, and welcome to Tarot Nights with the Hanged Empress. Here we do shadow work following the moon.
Yo, VI, play the beat.
Came like a dream, put it down like a smoke. We used to be a team, now we let each other go, yeah. Cigarette, I'm still clinging to my clothes. Hey there, kids. Welcome to the last quarter moon. We're spending this last quarter moon with a good bit of Libra energy. This came out a lot messier than I thought it was going to be. But what's really going to stick in is the Scorpio energy in it. It's a purge, it's a cleanse, it's a clearing. Sometimes you make a mess, things get a little spilled out and dried in the wrong kind of way. It can hinder the way that the candle burns. It doesn't burn as efficiently because of all the excess that's dripping down. So, we had to cut it away. And this wasn't nice and cold. It didn't crack. It didn't break apart. It was kind of gooey. It was kind of sticky. It doesn't smell bad. It's a very nice candle. But I'm just left with a little bit of residue. Support Death Wish Coffee. Yeah. One day we'll get ads, right? It'll only be cool stuff though, kids. It'll only be cool stuff. Yeah, so coming into the Scorpio energy, it just feels like a purge. Not like the movie, super crazy, wild and out. I mean, it might be. I don't really know. But it just feels like a really sharp, pointed, and big release. Big relief. Some kind of determination moving through that Libra moon energy is going to cause you to feel a desire to clean something up, to clear something out, to remove something from your programs and practices, perhaps, when it comes to your emotional development. Let's see what the cards have to say, shall we? We've just been riding in on vibes. It's been a sleep token kind of vibe. Guessamaine is definitely one of those songs. That's the one I was singing when we were coming in. Also Ascensionism. There's an opportunity here with this very simple moon transit for us to truly integrate our light and dark selves. I don't know, like the depth of the darkness within Sleep Token, and I was listening to a lot of Sleep Token in the last like 24 hours, but the depths of it in that like darkness, but simultaneously feeling the opposite at the same time. It's dualistic in the way that the music is composed. The composer, the conductor, the orchestra. Okay, moving forward. Just a little callback to our last video. But the way that it is composed, the lyrics, the singing is passionately dark and see, like the word that I want to say is hopeful. The word that's coming out of my mouth is hopeful, but the word that's in my mind is despair. And it is the exact same thing on the opposite side. So it's the dualistic doublethink of acknowledging, recognizing, and truly feeling and representing that dark and shadow side, but at the same time, holding all of the hope, light, love, and faith, and knowing that these cycles and transitions can flip, can move, can adjust. Holding death card at the bottom, it's like waking up or falling asleep. There's all of my pre-card messages now. Have I hit them all? We'll find out. Still kind of struggling with the voice, kids. That throat chakra, in my particular case, been working it out. Gaining that breath control. And just bringing all that gunky, sticky stuff up to the surface and getting it out. Getting it out there. Acknowledging where that stuff is and allowing it to pass by, to move out, to come through. It may feel like an inconvenience, but release is imperative. So we have to allow it to do so. Elemental of Wands. The new fire, the new beginning, the embodiment of passion and desire is the lesson that we are learning here. That's what Scorpio is teaching us. The unification of the dark and the light, and how igniting in a dark space illuminates and opens up. I'm like literally like seeing lungs opening up, because we were talking about that whole vocal system and pushing it out, bringing it out of ourselves. We just went from very, very wet to very, very dry, very, very quickly, which kind of reminds me of when you have this kind of stuff going on and you get like hot and cold air, kind of like in a crosswind, and you breathe it in, and all of a sudden, like, you have a cough attack because you're the change in the temperature of the winds causes this reaction of like dying, all of that stuff to like come up and come out, because you're not really sure which one you're feeling in that moment. So it's just a very like transitional state of uncertainty, but holding all three positions in this. It looks like a ladder in my head, like the triquetra is extended out and they're climbing each other instead. That's how it's looking in my mind. Yeah, it's using the stages and the states as a ladder to climb yourself up out of hell, if you feel in a hellish place, or when you feel in a hellish place, as we're not any of us are immune to those dark places, low thoughts. It's just a really nice time to observe those things without being attached to them. To say like, yeah, sometimes I do feel like that, but I also know that that's not my permanence, that's not my place. It's a step on the ladder, and we're climbing higher and higher. Nine of Pentacles, the Tower, Temperance, and the Four of Swords reversed. I mean, going from the Nine of Pentacles to the Tower is a very sudden change and shift. It is two extremes. Okay, we're just iterating exactly what I just explained, aren't we, with the ladder and using the triquetra and the higher, middle, and lower self to climb yourself up when everything else seems to be falling down. Still working that out. Still working it out. Yeah, it's existing in all three. It's holding your comfortability and letting everything fall down while you gradually climb up, acknowledging what comes down and bringing in that temperance, the understanding of the cycle, the understanding of the necessity of the higher, lower, and middle self, the rational mind being the centerpiece, the middle rung that helps you to, again, climb out of hell. Using them in balance and weaving them together like a fine cloth. Oh, for real? But what does that mean? What does that mean? It means you find your own resilience in a moment when something comes crashing down. You might be feeling good one minute and things might be complete chaos. But the idea is to maintain both of those feelings in both of those places, to be comfortable even when you can acknowledge that there are still terrible things going on all around you. You know, you get those people on the internet who are like, how can anybody be happy when there's so many atrocities going on in the world? Like, I was that guy when I was like 10. When I was like 10. You know, I was the kid in class who, like, after I got bored of learning about World War II for the like 15th time, I started screaming about, what about Rwanda? You want to talk about genocide? What about this place? There's genocide happening everywhere, and you just want to keep talking about 100 years ago. Just going off and like just being completely ignored. Like, shut up. These kids aren't aren't in a place where they can just learn about that stuff. Like, you don't want to tell people about what's going on right now? Come on, kids. Let's get with it. How can you be happy in a world like this? But that was when I was a child. I didn't understand how you could be happy in a world like this. When you see everything for what it really is, when you have that awareness, when the veil is lifted and you see that the world's not just sugar-coated rainbows and butterflies, it's a harsh reality and it's a hard place to pull yourself out of. You can really get caught up in the depths of those toxic and dark waters. However, once you've learned to swim in those waters, gain a little ground, learn how to tread water to float up to the surface, to come up even, dry off, learn that it's okay to be happy in a world like this. In fact, it's imperative that you learn how to be happy in a world like this. Because when you change your vibration and allow the goodness to exist also, and you can acknowledge it, surround yourself with it, and be in it, that's how you change. That's how you grow and progress the entire world around you. It's kind of making me think about honeybees and how if you have a beehive, if you maintain bees, like really all you have to do is just get the stuff and the bees come to you. And the way modern honey making is done, like you can get the honey, you can get the honeycombs so easy. You just slide out a slot, barely even disturb the bees, put it right back in, and they just keep on going. But you making honey for yourself and keeping bees benefits everybody's garden within a 100-mile radius of where you keep those bees. 100 miles around you, the earth is being pollinated. Your neighbor's tomatoes are going to grow better because you keep bees and you have honey. Where's the downside, right? Besides, working with bees, which may or may not be your thing, but the idea and the concept is that you can live in both. You can swim down into the depths of the darkness and the despair, if only for the sake of awareness and understanding of what lies beneath, so that you know what it is that you want to change. If you are opposed to the grocery store system, we're just going to keep going with honeybees. If you don't like the way that they're poisoning all of your food and you want to help support people growing their own food, making their own food, and being more self-sustainable, keeping bees is a way that you can do that for yourself and a way that you can benefit others around you. And if they have a more successful garden, maybe they're going to be more likely to continue to garden, and they'll teach their children how to garden. And the world will keep going in the natural cycle and flow state that it was always meant to be. It's not about being angry about somebody being in a higher or lower position. It's about accepting what reality is and living in both at the same time, being the change and moving yourself forward, progressing everything around you. I'm seeing like the world and the wheel, like the world card mixed with the Wheel of Fortune, and it's just like it's all spinning and growing and expanding, and now we're getting into a galaxy of light that's being born before us. We're just tapping back into the old reads, I tell you. There's no time to waste. Alkaline Trio? You had time to waste, and I'm not sorry. Just another basket case. Okay. Moving forward. Yeah, with the Four of Swords in reverse, there's no time to waste. There is only the centrifugal flow state of momentum that pushes you through, that keeps you from getting trapped, snagged, and caught up and dragged down into the bottom of that darkness. Like falling asleep. Let's just twist and contort as much as possible to deliver this message, why don't we? There might be some twisting contortions, there might be some intricate dance moves, very artful ways of connecting and disconnecting, dancing around something, whether that's in a positive regard or a negative regard. In a positive guard, yeah, like in a positive defensive way. Zeefoot is asleep. Circling. It's all just circling around. The whole universe is being born before us, and there's just so many doors that I don't even want to say they're being opened, they're being made. Doors that didn't exist before are being made. They're being built. Whether you're building the doors or the universe is designing them around you, maybe a little bit of both. I mean, your active participation and showing the universe what it is that you truly want by acting in the manners and the ways. A door presents itself to you. Do you take it, or do you write some instructions on it and send it back? Yeah, that's another thing too. There might be doors, opportunities that are coming up to you, but instead of accepting them, you're putting little like rules and requests on it and then sending it back to the universe. Like, okay, well, I'm going to put my notes here and I'm going to send this back. And when this opportunity cycles back around, I would like to see these things being met before we just walk into this next door. So yeah, gaining that awareness, using the third sight, using your 3 sights. More sleep token. More sleep token. Which one is this? I can't even remember it. So one eye on the stars and another on the rail, and the other eye following a scarlet trail. I like the way that fell. We got a perfect cross. Just like that with Judgment. The double cross. 3 crosses. 3 dead eyes? Why are there 3 crosses over the eyes? Like the little cartoon, like, bleh, dead. Why? What a why? Five of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. Working like you work, or working like you're rich while still living like you're poor. There's like a dualistic thing where it's like you're working so professionally, so vigilantly, so with so much like dedication, but at the same time, when you get in line at the bank, it just doesn't seem to be adding up. You know, you're still a few cents short to the amount of work that you feel like you're putting in. I don't know if this is universal, like with the universe and your co-creation, or if this is within your job, but this is something where we can alter our perception and perspective. If this is in some way a truth, we can accept it as a truth and decide to change it, to maybe put in less work to get more gain, or to figure out how to get a more equal and even reciprocity for what it is that you are putting in. Again, sending it back with notes. I will go without until I get this opportunity exactly the way that I want it to be, or that I need it to be. This is the only way I will recognize it or accept it, because this is what my formulation is becoming. The universe has to keep up with your ever-changing mind, and you are growing every minute of every day if you allow yourself to do so. If you continue to progress, to think, to try to figure stuff out, you will always be changing your mind and your perspective, but honoring your highest self. Like literally, there's even a cross that she is drawing through the circle there. Even drawing a cross. Like Xing out that 8 cycle of continuous work for not enough pay and turning it into something that is more reciprocal and more beneficial. So when opportunities pass you by, know that they're running on a loop, so you can just drop your notes and be like, okay, well, if these things happen, then this door will open. That's what unlocks the door. And then you move on into your work cycle. I've already kind of been addressing this Judgment card and the past life regression, changing your perspective and allowing yourself to detach from the situation, to let something become the past so that you can move forward into your future. What's it? 10 of Pentacles and the Elder of Pentacles. And when you get to the end of the line, when your dream is realized, when you see the results that you have been waiting for in that 10 of Pentacles, you will be much wiser and have a better understanding of how to spend both your time and your money. Going through that cycle with a level of wisdom through past mistakes and growing through them. This is very much about estates, like your state, your estate, your position. It's very, very pentacly. So many pentacles. We've got the 5, the 8, the 10, the Elder, the 9. Just heavy realism. There is most definitely a purge that is required, a sacrifice to be made, something to be released. And perhaps it is merely your attachment to how you view the world. Are you in a safe space healing the situation, or are you hanging right now? How can you change your position and your perspective? How can you allow this hanging to be in your past so that you can go back and heal it? It's like revisiting a painful memory, a trauma, while you're experiencing it as if you were going back and healing it. So, like, it's happening and you're in it, but at the same time, like, yeah, detaching yourself and changing the position of now I'm going back and I'm healing it, even if it's already happening, already been happening. You loop yourself around in your own mind. And how do I heal this situation? How do I heal myself in this situation? How do I honor and love myself in this situation? And that becomes your present. And what becomes your future is the healed self. So it's just getting over that hump. It's just getting over that drop. It's just taking that hit, maybe. I'm getting the like falling off the tower, Wile E. Coyote style. You hit the ground. Do you ever hit the ground when you have the falling dream? Everybody else wakes up that I've ever asked, but somebody tell me, have you ever hit the ground? Because I have. I do frequently. Not so much anymore. I've learned how to not knock the wind out of myself when I fall asleep, but I knock the wind out of myself when I hit the ground. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. Ain't no rest for the wicked. Cage the elephant with that Four of Swords a little bit. I feel like rest is very important right now, and also perhaps a thing that you might feel like is a bit of a detriment. I would acknowledge and recognize that we are in a less sunshiny kind of season, so having the sun at that distance, not experiencing as much daylight, it's okay. It's natural to be tired. Just remember that the sun is coming back and returning every day. We're getting longer and longer days again. The days are growing. So allow yourself to move with those changes. It's okay to be sleepy and still in hibernation, but those cycles are going to get tighter and we're going to be ramping up our energy. So being aware of how we are participating with that, not being overly critical, but taking notes on the day to day of, am I resting? Am I resting too much? Am I not resting enough for what I need to be doing? Whatever it is that you're taking in, make sure that you're using up as well. Feeling that calorie burn as my tummy starts growling naturally. Naturally. Okay, let's just pull an oracle to close us out. I feel like we've gotten a lot. I could go on forever, but we'd be moving into our next cycles at some point or another. Utilize this cycle to let things drop and to release traumas and pains, going back and revisiting old pains, present pains in the same light and regard in how do I heal this? Mapping that out, drawing your lines, taking a look and examining the opportunities that come before you and putting your notes on them. It's not a harvest season right now. We're still picking out our seeds in the natural scope and cycle. So let's be choosy. Let's make sure that the galaxy that we are creating suits us and who we want to be, not who we were, not being defined by what pains may still haunt us, but being but allowing ourselves to be defined by our actions and intentions. What do you do? Who are you now? Card number 2, New Moon and Beginnings. I'm hearing to begin again. Feeling the sunlight coming back and springtime arising. There is a new beginning just around the corner. There is a fresh start. There is a reboot, perhaps. Yeah, a reboot or a spin-off or a continuation of something that might have been dropped, but longer ago. Either way, that new beginning is right around that corner. And for however awkward, unfair, wild, crazy, or what have you we experience when we are making and creating this door, this gateway into our best light, our next light, space and place. We're going to pass through the gate with a level of knowledge, awareness, and wisdom that we didn't have before. The things that we have accumulated were hard earned, but they were the things that we needed to be able to walk into this next door and to be able to handle ourselves and really know what we're doing when we get there. The grand opportunity for Ascensionism, for transcendence, for a new awakening, a new dawn. So let the light in, feel the dark, exist in both, and learn how to redirect all of your intentions to create that story arc, to turn what is present pain into past pain that we are now healing. Very powerful last quarter moon. There's a lot of energy to work with. I hope you utilize it. And that my language returns to me at some point here. We'll keep working on that throat chakra. Thanks, kids. Have a fantastic moon. We'll see you next time. Who made you like this? Who encrypted your dark gospel and body language? Synapses snap back in blissful anguish. Tell me you met me in past lives, past life might beat me from the inside, darling. Half algorithm, half deity, glitches in the ghost, oh, cuts in the strange dream. Tell me you guessed my future and it mapped onto your fantasy. Tell me, nope, lost it. Had it.